Hello, thank you for joining us today. We are just getting everything ready to go for you. So thanks for coming on. Feel free to post in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from today. And we'll get started here in just a second. All right, so today's webinar is eligible for one contact hour. Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing is accredited as a provider of nursing continuing professional development by the American Nurses Credentialing Center's Commission on Accreditation. The nurse planners, content experts, faculty, and others in control of the content today have no relevant financial relationships with ineligible companies. To receive contact hours for this NCPD session, participants are required to attend the webinar, and we'll provide a link for you to log into our learning management system to complete an evaluation form. Information on how to access this will also be emailed to attendees after the webinar. This webinar is being recorded and will be available via the Sigma repository within a few business days of recording. Following the presentation, if we have time, we will have a question and answer session. You'll see on your Zoom webinar control panel that you can send a message through the Q&A feature. This is where you can type in any question you'd like to pose to the presenter. Be sure to hit send so the message makes it to us. Please use the Q&A for questions and the chat feature to interact with other participants. And we would like to thank our speaker for sharing their expertise with us today. Our speaker is Dr. Rhonda Lawes, and Dr. Lawes is a highly respected nurse educator, clinician, and leader with more than 30 years of experience in nursing and over 2 decades in higher education. She currently serves as an active faculty member in a Bachelor of Nursing program and as the Chief Nursing Officer at Lecturio Nursing. Dr. Lawes holds a PhD in educational psychology with a research focus on academic resilience, self-efficacy, mindset, and evidence-based strategies for teaching and learning. Her expertise in these areas has informed her dynamic and student-centered approach to nursing education. In addition to her academic and clinical roles, Dr. Lawes is nationally recognized for her extensive experience in NCLEX preparation. She has spent years equipping aspiring nurses with the knowledge, skills, and confidence needed to pass the NCLEX RN exam. Through engaging lectures, innovative teaching methods, and a deep understanding of test-taking strategies, Dr. Lawes has helped thousands of students navigate one of the most challenging milestones in their nursing careers. Her dedication to student success and passion for nursing education continue to shape the next generation of compassionate, competent nurses. Dr. Lawes, I will turn it over to you.
Hi, thank you. Well, I was just getting so excited seeing everybody that signs up. That's been great. So thank you for saying where you're from. I see another Oklahoma fan. We are dying in this heat for sure, but I guess I should not complain because we have lots of people from around the world that likely have things hotter than we are. It's definitely hot. Okay, so my name is Rhonda. First of all, I just want you to know I feel your pain. I'm still teaching. So I teach one course a semester, which I know does not compare to your workload, but I still know what it's like to be a faculty and to get a course ready. So I was thrilled when I figured out, oh my goodness, AI can do so much of this for us. So here's the deal. If you want to, I'll tell you a little, my boss would like me to tell you a little bit about our company, but we'll just kind of let that keep rolling through our slides. We are Lecturio, and we are so excited to be the exclusive partner with Sigma. We are their exclusive NCLEX partner, and they have been fantastic to work for. Lecturio was ranked number 23 in the world as an ed tech company, so we are really excited to get that. Now, if you would like today's full slides, just email me. There's my email address right there, and they can also put that in the chat for you to see it. But if you would help me out and just put Sigma August Advantage presentation, that way I'll know that's what you want. So make sure you do that, and I'll tell you, I'll give you every slide. It doesn't matter. And what I want you to walk out of today is like the exact how-tos to do it. So I've blocked time in my calendar this evening that if you email me today, I'm going to get those back to you this evening and at the very latest tomorrow morning because you need it right away. Hey, if you want to stay in touch, which I always love to talk to nursing faculty, there's my personal cell phone number. You're welcome to text me anytime. I'd love to stay in touch with you and we can commiserate and also share together. Now, here's another thing. If you're interested in getting in research, Sigma obviously is the ultimate organization, but I also want you to know that we'd love to partner with you. We have ways that you can do a free pilot of our product and then you can write it up as a manuscript. You're the first author. We just would like to get our product into the hands of faculty like you who take the time to come to a webinar and learn more about AI. So there's the QR code right there. You're welcome to scan it. That just goes directly onto my calendar and you can set up an appointment with me for whatever you'd like to talk about. You've got it right there. I am not a salesman. I'm an educator. I'm the chief nursing officer at Lecturio, great company. I love working with them. But this is for you if you want to have conversation with me as an educator and just brainstorm or problem solve. Because in this session, we're looking to make sure that you know some key areas where AI can help you and enhance education efficiency. I want you to know how to create effective prompts, and I'm going to give you ones that I've used and I know that they work, and then you can tweak them. I'll show you what you can change to make them very specific for you. Now, a couple of these prompts are real long. They're not going to fit on a slide, but if you're interested in having the full prompt, then just let me know, email me, and I'll send you those specific prompts because I want you to be able to implement these strategies that maintains your quality, but shows you how to leverage AI tools. Because man, I don't know how many of you have a graduate teaching assistant, but I never did. So this is like having a teaching assistant because here's where we are. Our current state in nursing education, it's incredibly challenging. I'm pretty sure no one's told you today, so let me tell you that you're here getting ready to go into the next semester means you're doing a great work. There's going to be days that do not feel like it. I don't ever want to leave teaching. That's why I'm blessed to be able to do that at a local BSN program and teach one class a semester. But man, about mid-semester, I'm wondering, what am I thinking? Why am I doing this? But it's good. It's a good thing. It's the kind of work that's honorable because it's difficult. A lot of times it's invisible, but I want you to know you're doing good things because you're responsible for so many things, right? And you've got to balance clinical practice and your teaching responsibilities and scholarship and research and service and team development and all this stuff. And then you've got to triple document it. We thought that documenting was horrible in the hospital, and then you go into education and see what it's really like. How many people have been directly involved, or your dean or program director has asked you for documentation for accreditation? Tell me in the chat. Just type a Y if you've ever had to have that experience. Now, these demands and things that people are asking us for, this is what limits our time and ability to give detailed feedback to our students. Okay, that is a buzzword. It became a buzzword in another program. Oh no, I just saw that the QR code is deactivated. We will get you a new one. I'm so sorry. I hate that. Well, I'll make sure that we take care of it. So thanks for letting us know. Look at that. Okay, my finger's getting tired scrolling through all the people that are that are asking for that are saying that they had to be involved with accreditation. So sorry, my eyes got averted to the chat. What I want you to think about is if QR code, let's let that go. You just email me directly and said, I'd like to meet. I'll send you back a link that's dedicated just to Sigma people. Okay, so we got that solved. So hello from Ireland. Oh, we would love to listen to your Dublin. Man, we'd love to listen to your accents. So where we all are, no matter where you are in the globe, we have all these demands and everything is pressing in on us. We're trying to keep up with everything. And then our students oftentimes have the expectation that we are their one-on-one tutor. Like I mentioned in our program, this became a real buzzword, feedback. Did you receive individualized feedback from your faculty? Well, listen, when you have dozens and dozens and dozens of students, it's really difficult to be able to give them individualized feedback on everything. I'm going to show you how you can take brief notes and bullet points and turn that in AI into individualized and actionable feedback for your students, because we all want them to be safe and competent practitioners. Now, all those things, what about faculty meetings? Does anyone else's program call it a retreat, which just means they lock you in for 2 days or more to go and go through all these faculty meetings? But man, these are the things that drain your will to live. It's terrible. But yeah, I worked in a program where they called it retreat. There was nothing retreating about it, except I wanted to leave. Yeah, same department, not even off campus. Exactly. All right, you all know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's exactly what it is. Now, I want to talk about some high impact AI assisted tasks. We'll talk a little bit about the ethics, but I think you guys have probably been talked to death on that. But I really think you can decrease your prep work by 70%. So you can have a syllabus and it's created perfectly aligned with your policies. Why? Because you just take your syllabus policies and upload it into AI. You can have a course calendar that is chef's kiss. I'm even going to show you an advanced level of doing that, right? So you're going to have a course calendar. I cannot tell you how many late nights I've sent trying to make sure it's the right week and the right date and the right this and the right that. And I get one thing off and it's just annoying. So, and then if you think, let's take that to the next level, you talk about clinical placement and the coordination chaos that comes along with that. AI can do all of this tedious, obnoxious work for you. Remember, you're still in control. You're still the one that's leading it, because this is going to help you take back your nights, your lost weekends. Can I get a witness? You're going to be able to minimize and avoid calendar errors. And how stressful it was to put your course together the last time you did it, it's going to be a totally different ball game for you now. Wow, my mouth just went outside of my brain there for a second. So let's take a look at what AI does. It's efficient, it's systematic, and that's what your preparation is going to look like. You're going to end up with professional quality results. You're going to have a better work-life balance. I think I'll be working on that for the rest of my life because it's always a challenge. And I want you to be able to start the semester confident and prepared. Good news is you can do this all on your laptop, even during your faculty retreat, and get this stuff done. So let's take a look at the foundations of AI. What's it got to do with that? Well, think of AI. I'm just going to give you a little brief overview. Now, if you're an AI expert, just enjoy this. Not everybody is. And just like when we're teaching a class to our nursing students, some students are way ahead, others are a little bit lagging behind. So let's just bring everybody to the same page. When we say AI, artificial intelligence, it just means these are, think of them like computer programs. They can do tasks that typically used to require human intelligence. Now, they used to learn, or they still do, they learn from patterns, from data, and they apply what they've learned to new situations. That's why AI is getting better and better and better. We're dumping loads of information into it. The AIs are scraping information from the internet, from YouTube, from published books, all of this and putting it together. So I want you to just remember, this is your assistant. It can process information for you extremely quickly, much faster than you can. And you're going to use tools like ChatGPT. That's one type of AI. Claude, that's another one. But these AIs are called large language models. Okay, wah, 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 wah. Before I become the Charlie Brown teacher to you, just as level set where we are. But when we're talking about AI in education, we're focusing on primarily the large language models. So the ones that can generally generate and analyze text, they can process and organize, and they can identify systems, that can identify patterns, and give us insights from data. Now, this has tremendous application. We're going to talk about them. We're never going to make all of them today, but I just want you to know I'll be happy to send all of them to you in the main 7 categories I've identified. Different AI tools serve different purposes. Chatbots can answer common student questions because, oh my, do you get the same questions every semester? Yeah, you know you do. And what's your answer want to be all the time? Have you even read the syllabus? Because they always ask me things that are directly in the syllabus. throw some symbol or emoji on the screen if you know what I'm talking about. So you can make a chat bot. I'm working with a colleague now that I met at the Sigma conference in Seattle, where she's made a chat bot that can teach students how to have a therapeutic conversation with somebody who has suicidal ideation. Amazing. Yes, and she's going to publish an article on it. We're working on that together so they can do some super cool things. I already told you that generative AI can create content or feedback. And finally, we're looking at these patterns. I want you to keep hearing me say that because this is the missing piece. This is going to allow you to do the kind of things you want to do, but don't have the time to do it when you're in the heat of the semester. So it also pays off really well for your program documentation, but all of us want to be good at teaching. We we don't get excited when a student isn't learning. We have to really work through that. I never took joy when a student was failing if I thought they were trying. That just rips your heart out. But AI can help you be an even more effective teacher because it's got all this to work from. It's got vast amounts of data, it recognizes patterns, it just uses a prompt. That's how you talk to AI. Now, before you think you have to use code to talk to AI, you do not. I have thrown up in my AI prompt like a 13-year-old girl. This person is, and I tell them exactly what I think about this person. I tell AI. Then I have to, here's their email. Now, help me respond in a professional manner. So that's the real one way that I've really used it. I can use a prompt for whenever I have to travel and I have to get to the airport. I have ADHD. Sure, you probably figured that by now, but I have ADHD. And so I have time blindness. I'm really not good at estimating how much time has passed and what's going on, which is probably not what you want to hear when you're going to a webinar, but I promise I'll keep us on task. I use AI to figure out what time I should leave for the airport. I say, hey, it takes me 20 minutes to get to my house, 15 minutes to drop the dog off, another 15 minutes to get to the airport. To parking takes me another 10 minutes to get in, and then it usually takes me 15 minutes to get through the TSA, and I want to be at the gate 20 minutes before boarding time. Tell me what time I should leave. And it works it out in a backwards format, and it tells me exactly the time that I should leave. I paste it into my text so I can keep checking it every stop. Am I on time? Am I on time? Then it kind of becomes a game because I'm like, shoo, save 3 minutes off of that, did this. So it really helps you in just basic day-to-day skills. We even picked out our watermelon with ChatGPT for Memorial Day. Took a snapshot of a whole thing of watermelons at the grocery store and said, show me which one is the best one. Super easy to use it that way. We had a great watermelon. Of course, I didn't try all the other ones, so I don't know for sure. It got the best one, but I got a good one. Had a water leak, and ChatGPT showed me how to turn the water off to my house, which was something I probably should have known before I had the water leak. But just keep in mind, it's got so many more applications, and the more you use it, the more you're going to want to use it because it is a main tool to support you. So I asked Claude, which is an example of one of the AI programs. I said, Claude, what can you do for me? How can you help me? And Claude said, hey, if you share student performance data, I could help you identify trends, calculate metrics, visualize the information, and suggest possible interpretations of the patterns. I can also help develop frameworks for measuring program effectiveness. Now, if you have to document for a program, this is beautiful. The more information you feed into whatever AI you choose to use, it's going to give you helpful information for accreditation, or if you're a faculty of an individual course, you're going to have the most elegant course report ever, because Claude can keep track of your information and help you write the most beautiful course report. All you need to do is upload the document, the template for your course report, then do things like upload results of assignments that you've done, of changes that you've made. I can show you real shortcuts on how to do that. But Claude can also take, after an exam, can take your item analysis, do item analysis with you. Just feed the criteria into Claude or to any other one, and then you upload your results, and they'll tell you automatically the questions that you should look at, which ones should be changed, and what should be done. It can make your exam analysis so quick. Still needs you, but it can actually rip through those super quick and help you know what you need to take a deeper look at. Now, I talked about ethics. I know that we have that. We're all aware. We all know HIPAA. You guys, if you're going to your retreats, you're fixing to get all of the information about what type of service pets can come with your students to class. Remember, I went to one where they legit spent an hour telling us about how nursing students could have ponies. Right. I was thinking, I'd like to have a faculty pony come in, but yes, it is quite a trip. So we know all this stuff. I don't want to dig down real deep into it. We all are well versed on ethics, and we know that we don't want our students to stop thinking. We want to use AI to develop their critical thinking because nothing replaces that. And AI can be used to help sharpen their critical thinking if you do it the right way. And I think also it's important that we are transparent with students that we use AI and let them know how you're using it because we know they are definitely using it because there's tremendous benefit and there's also limitations. Now, the benefits, it excels. You already talked about the things that it does, but it never replaces you. Now, I just did an audit of my job and I asked ChatGPT to tell me, hey, where am I wasting time doing tasks that could be better done by AI? And it gave me a very specific output on you're wasting your energy here, your skill set is here. Let's talk about how you can AI those other tasks that you're wasting your time on. Now, today, I'm just helping you see, hey, here's some obvious tasks that AI can help you and not waste your time because tedious burns out my creativity and I need to be creative to be able to teach students effectively. So I want AI to augment what I do, relieve me of the tedious things that it's not my strong suit anyway, and not replace me, but it's going to make me better because AI is here. We have some groups that are trying to just like stick their head in the sand, and those are going to be the types of jobs in our society that get left behind. You need to figure out how AI makes you better and be all over it. Now, I listed some tools up there. You see, those are just examples. You've probably heard of ChatGPT. I've talked about Claude. There's Google Bard, Microsoft Copilot, Perplexity, Grok, Gemini. There's all of those. Of course, you're going to need an internet requirement. And there's some common uses in US nursing education, but this applies to all of you guys around the world that you can use AI for these types of things. Case study generation, documentation, giving people assessment feedback, writing questions, accreditation reporting, tutoring. It's all there. Now, these are the 7 areas that I've identified, kind of grouped things together. We can't hit all 7 areas in this session, but we'd love to expand on these. If you'd like another session or something specific, please let us know. In fact, if you wouldn't mind, take a look at this list right now. And if you can put in the chat, put the numbers in the chat, what would be your top favorites that you would like us to do more of a deep dive on for AI? Because, as nursing faculty, they always ask us what we want to hear about, and we're the worst at telling them. So if you could put some numbers in there, yeah, good. That'll give us the numbers. Please, there's almost 300 of us in here. So if you can just blast us with numbers, that would be great. Because with all the professional ed, you're going to have to sit there and retreat. We don't want things to be boring. You want them to be things that you really, really want. So thank you for taking the time to do that. Now, as we're continuing to go on, I haven't gotten to a single prompt for you yet, but I promise I'm going to. I'm also going to show you how you can upload automatically. If you take any digital file or any paper file, you can take a list of dates, like say you got your kids' baseball schedule, football schedule, whatever it is, and you can automatically upload those to your digital calendars. So can't quite do it for your paper calendars, but you can take paper and make it digital, and I'll show you how to do that. But here's something you may not have thought about. When you talk about setting up your grade book, has anyone gotten to the end of their semester and tag nabbit, your grade book isn't showing well, or it's not showing right? Well, here's a prompt. Here's half of it. There's another one coming. You would just figure it out like this. This is what you would type into. You would copy and paste it, and then see the orange. I just did that to point out whenever you see a prompt from me and it's got brackets, that means you need to fill information in it. It won't always be orange because I don't want to go through all the prompts and make them orange, but I just wanted to point that out. So you could say, help me configure my, whatever your platform is, Canvas, D2L, Brightspace, Moodle, whatever it is, and you tell it, here's the total points. You put in all your basic criteria that would be in your written syllabus, and then this is what you ask your AI to do. You ask it to help you configure your LMS. You got this. Sorry, this is giving you a hard time. This is what I'm telling I want him to do. Provide step-by-step gradebook configuration instructions, set all of this up, and common gradebook troubleshooting solutions. I promise you, if you put this in, you're going to have the best. I did it last night for Canvas. I've done it for Brightspace. I got the best step by step on how to fix it, because not all of you work at a place where IT really understands your LMS. Some of you do. Some of you just don't want to talk to the people in IT that understand your LMS. But I'm telling you, you don't have to Google this anymore and try to find another school that does it well. This will give you very specific instructions based on your LMS. Amazing. So save yourself some time. This will tell you exactly how to set it up, because nothing really makes sense to me in the gradebook setup. It is not how a faculty did not design that. That was somebody who thought this is how it should be done, and they haven't taught before. Here's an exciting one. I want to talk about how to transform brief faculty notes into individualized and detailed feedback. You know, when you're looking at a student or when you're reading a paper, you can make brief notes, right? I'm just talking, doesn't even have to be complete sentences. Just make brief notes. If you're watching somebody do a presentation, same thing. If you're observing them with a skill, same thing. But how do we do that and make it individualized? Because I want you to be able to create customized feedback for common issues. So you could write something like needs more pathophysiology explanation. Maybe that's on a care plan or something. And AI can take that and expand it into comprehensive feedback with specific suggestions that are actionable. It's kind of thing you'd love to do if you had, like, you're on the Oxford or the Cambridge model where you just have 5 students and you had the ability to do that. Remember, AI can give them improvement strategies, things they need to do, because really what's important is identifying something that works. We've all gotten those standardized testing remediation plans that basically tell you nothing, right? They're just large categories. We don't want that to be the kind of feedback that we give to students, but there's only so much of us. So AI can help you do it better. So, like, say you're grading a paper without AI, you're going to write out detailed feedback on an APA formatting errors for 30 papers. And I swear I have read and graded so many papers that I'm convinced I spent more time grading the paper and giving them feedback than they spent on writing the paper. Anyone else? Anyone else? Bueller? Bueller? Yes. And I think it's not fair that I have to spend more time than they did. So you can use AI, take your brief comments and make them into detailed guidance. It will give them examples of correct formatting and resources for improvement. So we can totally send you that prompt and exactly how you would do it. So again, your grading time goes way down. You're still reading it. You need to read it, obviously. You need to make notes, but you can send them a complete package of your brief comments turned into detailed guidance, giving them examples of correct formatting or better ways to have written a section, and then give them resources on how they can improve. So let's take a look if you're in clinicals. Hey, Claude. I always say hello. I don't know. You don't have to. I'm just weird like that. Makes me think like I'm being kinder. I don't know. I'm in Oklahoma. We're very friendly. We wave to people we don't know. So, hi, Claude. As a nursing clinical instructor, I made the following brief observation about a student's clinical performance. Rushed assessment, missed respiratory status. That's it, right? Something as brief as that. And that's what AI can take, because here's what the rest of the prompt says. Please help me convert this into comprehensive construction feedback that 1, clearly identifies a specific concern, 2, explains a potential impact on patient care, 3, gives specific guidance on improvement, 4, includes a question that promotes student reflection, 5, maintains an encouraging tone that promotes growth, and 6, connects the feedback to nursing standards and best practices. So what goes in the prompt? You've got this one that tells you what you have. Claude needs to know what the context is. This is the output. This is what you want them to do. So when you guys practice with these, you can do a similar thing. You can use this example and you can see what AI will spit out for you when you also include this in your prompt. So all of that would go in the same prompt. You can also upload files to any of the AIs. So there's just a little plus button. If you want some help in knowing how to do that, I can show you, but I'm pretty much I would imagine you'll have that all figured out. Now, going on, I need to give them provide detailed feedback on a nursing student's paper. Here's my brief assessment. There's example of bullet points. So I need to give detailed feedback on a nursing paper. This is the first part of the prompt. And then you can even tell Claude how you really feel. Like I told you, please help me provide feedback to the student in a kind, professional, and helpful manner with clear and practical instructions for the student on how to improve. Now, this isn't just APA. This is how could they have improved it overall. So please expand each point into constructive feedback with specific examples of what was done well or needs improvement, clear guidance on how to address each issue, resources the student can use for improvement, especially for APA formatting, and use it in an encouraging, growth-minded tone that recognizes strengths while addressing weaknesses. Because when I am grading a gajillion papers and the student's writing is, I don't have words for it, but you know what I mean. It's real hard sometimes to have an encouraging and growth-minded tone in my head that I want it to come out on the paper. So you'll see that this prompt has several screens. Won't be that much when you plug it in, but it's really going to help you give the kind of feedback you would have wanted to receive as a student. You likely didn't, but it's what you would have wanted to get as a student. Now, do any of you do clinical documentation or care plans? If we don't have anybody, then okay, that's fine. But is there anybody who is doing? Okay, all right, then we're going to spend some time going over this. And remember, we'd be happy to schedule another deep dive session. And I really do sincerely want to stay in touch. So clinical documentation and care plans, you're going to like this. You're really going to like this because, you know, it can help analyze this. You take the student's care plan, and I don't care if they handwrite it, you have them scan it and put it in a computer for you. If you're that good at reading handwriting, I prefer typed, but that's just your opinion. But this will analyze the student's care plan for completeness and internal consistency. You're also going to want to upload your rubric. It'll check even for the nursing process. It understands. And it'll take a look at the citations and the references and help you with that. It'll quickly identify anything that's missing or inconsistent. Again, can I get a witness? Has anyone graded a care plan that was like a really poorly made Frankenstein, right? It is so inconsistent. They have got interventions for some other I mean, it's all over the place. But you can zero in on what you're truly most interested in. Not how well can they copy from off the internet, but what about their clinical reasoning? So allowing AI to do this other stuff, looking for missing elements and consistencies, you can focus on developing their clinical reasoning. Now look at this. Here's another, just a prompt in a little different format. Hey, Claude, I need to analyze a nursing student's care plan for completeness and logical flow. I'll provide the care plan. Please do these 3 things. Check if all the components of the nursing process are present. I think we all know what those are. I don't need to read them. 2, verify that the nursing diagnosis logically connect to the assessment data. Amazing. And 3, confirm that interventions address the stated nursing diagnosis. Okay. There you go. Now, 3 more. Check the evaluation criteria relate to the expected outcomes. Identify any inconsistencies or missing elements. Provide specific constructive feedback about areas that need improvement. Paste student care plan here. Now, if you're even using a rubric, it can suggest to you what you want to do that. Okay, that's amazing. So far we've talked about, and I haven't shown you yet, but you can take a list of dates and get it automatically on your calendar, whether you use Microsoft, Google, Apple Calendar, whatever it is, so you don't have to individually make all those dates. We've talked about how it can give you individualized feedback for each little darling that you have in your program, that you can take brief notes and make it individualized, specific, encouraging, and give them clear steps on what they need to do to make improvement. Now, how AI supports accreditation and professional development, we're not going to have time to go into that, but there are great things it can do. Calendar dates and course syllabi is what we're going to go into. Here is that automatic upload of calendar dates. And remember, it works for all these calendars. You take your AI and some simple steps, and you've got everything uploaded to your digital calendar. I did this. I would never recommend something to you that I haven't tried. So it's a little bit more advanced than what we're doing, but it really didn't take that long. I took the academic calendar for the college where I'm teaching. I uploaded it. Bing, it went magically onto all of my Google Calendar, but it can also be done for Microsoft or Apple Calendar. I have all the directions. If you want, just email me for step-by-step directions if you're interested in doing that, because it was awesome. I loved it. Made me free. Now, let's say you want to create a new syllabus. Let's talk about how you can do with the syllabus, all part of course prep. You see the prompt I have there. If you're having to update your curriculum, if you're teaching a new class, this is what I would use and what I would recommend for a new syllabus. So I make sure that I have the course name, the student level. You tell them if you have a 4-semester program, which some people have their students for 4 years versus 4 semesters, but you need to let them know where the students are in your program and what the total semesters are for your program, how many credit hours it is, what the program objectives are, because we want to make sure that you're in the right course description and program objectives, your weekly learning objectives, if you have them, they can also help you write those, any institutional requirements, so that could just be your syllabus policy, and then if there's standards that you're looking to meet, include those with this prompt. That's going to help you get it. Now, this is great for people that are starting from scratch, right? That you are looking at, how do I do a calendar that is brand new? Now I want to talk about updating a syllabus, which is where most of us are, right? If you're doing a whole new curriculum because you're going back to one of those, you just know how everything cycles in nursing education. We'll leave that there. We don't have time to talk about that, but you know what I'm saying. Stick around long enough, it always changes. So, prompt example. This is what I do if I'm going to update my syllabus, and I think this is the one most of you are going to be most interested in. Please critique and evaluate. Now, this is the prompt I used on an example syllabus, and this syllabus had some problems, and I just wanted to see if Claude would figure it out. So please critique and evaluate this past syllabus that was used in fall 2024 so we can update to fall 2025. I've uploaded the academic calendar for fall 2025. The course will meet the same days of the week as 2024. Can you create a course schedule with a topic schedule for each day and week? The faculty are the same. Please also include the statement addressing this blah, 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 new policy. Whatever the policy of the semester is that needs to be included, make sure that you do that. Now, make sure that you include, this is still going in the prompt, areas needing clarity or improvement, structure and organizational issues, learning objectives and assessment alignment, course schedule development, and any gaps or inconsistencies that should be addressed for fall 2025. So this is how you can add to your course reports. Absolutely. You run an in-depth analysis of the previous course syllabus, and these are the ones that you've identified as needed. So when you use AI, it came up with this report. I put that faculty syllabus in, gave me these 3 areas, and it did all of this for me. At the bottom, it said, hey, this is for Professor Nightingale. I'm going to give them a clear roadmap and give students specific expectations for the entire semester. So it also, the timing works around university breaks and maintains the 70% exam requirement for your nursing program standards. AI did all of this. And did anyone catch the name of the university in the picture? Yeah, it says, my mom thinks I'm special. Because we all hear that there. Now, here's what AI did with the syllabus that I uploaded. It fixed week 9. It was missing a topic, not actually during the week, but on the syllabus it was missing. It added specific dates. Are y'all getting that? It added specific actual dates of fall 2025 for every assignment, every exam, and the activities. You didn't have to do any of that. We can also show you how to upload that in your LMS. It integrated the academic calendar, so it accounted for Labor Day, fall break, Thanksgiving break. Those are the specific breaks that this university uses. If you upload your calendar, then you'll have the exact dates there. Yes, amazing. And it helped me balance content distribution. There's more logical flow between topics, and that's what it's recommended. Now, I'm not the lead faculty, but I will share this with the faculty in case they want to consider it. So key features that they added, they knew what the breakdown was from the syllabus. So they recommended one homework assignment for each of the 7 areas. And yes, it will help you determine what's an appropriate homework assignment when you tell AI what you want to accomplish. 7 weekly quizzes. This is from that course. 4 unit exams have been strategically placed. Lecturio modules, they use Lecturio for their content delivery. So they align the modules with the course topics, and they gave specific reading assignments. Okay, so look at this. It spit out this exam schedule. So we know that these are the exact dates of the schedule. Now, of course, you're going to want to check this, but I did, and it's perfect. Like, no time working that and thinking. Now, some of you are at universities where you have this really cool thing where all tests must be on a Friday. You just give it that type of information, which I think is beautiful. So you don't have to, try and juggle everybody else's schedule, but just put that in. And I promise you, you'll get this kind of schedule out. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can start thinking about content difficulty. And this is a tool, won't spend a lot of time on it, but if you want to know more about it, really taking a look at how difficult your content is and the order that you've got it in your course is something that we just don't always have time to do. But this can help you with your NCLEX success, it can help you with clinical safety, of course, your student retention, because by balancing the difficulty, you're going to have less chance of overwhelming students that are really in there and trying. And it can also help you with your accreditation standards. So it's about a 7-step process, but it's all things that I promise you guys you could do. I did it last night. It was not hard to do, but this is step 3 of that process where you create your rating matrix. And then you've got right here on the left, you see the content areas that you have. The next columns to the right, clinical reasoning, safety impact, knowledge integration. I have definitions for each one of those that you could do off the top of your head, right? So that's how you start to rank these topics. And so, you don't just hammer them with the most intense stuff, pow, 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 right after each other. I personally am a fan of by the end of the semester when, you're right after Thanksgiving break or right before, that's usually where I tend to put some of the easier content, the gentler content, and then try to also start them off gentle, but you'll know what's best to do. But this will help you break it down, foundational, moderate, and advanced stuff in your course. And then you can also document this on your course report that this is the kind of organization you have and you thought through for your course. So I'd also love, I can come to any one of your schools virtually or in person, do faculty training, and it's the same amount of talk about Lecturio as you're seeing here. It's meant to help faculty have practical things, not to be a sales pitch. So I'd love to do a personal session for your faculty anytime. Just email me to set up a time. There's no charge to you. I just like hanging out with my peers. And if you want step-by-step on how to do this, just let me know. And here's step 7, strategic placement guidelines. Look, weeks 1 through 4, foundational only, 5 through 10, moderate, late semester, more advanced. Around breaks, no advanced topics immediately before breaks. Use moderate content as buffer zones and plan and review reinforcement activities. Amazing. But remember, that's more detailed. How about clinical placement? I know we've got so much to go. This is a very specific prompt. If you have to do, let's say, 24 students across 4 different units, you need to make sure that each student gets comprehensive exposure. It's a nightmare. So you upload the 24 student names, what faculty are available on what unit, and then you need AI to create an accurate and comprehensive schedule for faculty and students. No more post-it notes, right? You can do all this below. You can make a template. You can suggest a schedule that ensures equitable distribution. You can design a method to identify gaps in individual student exposure to guide future emplacements, and you can create a quick assessment tool for preceptors to report on student experiences. Now, that one becomes a real hot topic because everybody has an opinion, but the better we can make our assessment tools for our preceptors, the quicker they can fill it out and we can get some real inter-rater reliability. AI can even help you create files that are ready for your learning management system, whatever it is. You know that it can do text-based, you know that it can do presentation formats already, but it can also do some interactive content, and I want to talk about SCORM packages. Most of your LMSs will support SCORM, and it can help you take content and create that for you. Now, here's what a SCORM package is. This is something you didn't know you wanted to know, but it's just a standardized way of taking online learning materials, usually is distributed in a zip file, and that can be uploaded to your LMS. And it has everything that the LMS needs to know to help that student with that activity and tell the LMS how it should present the course and track it. Do you have to do any of that? No. The only thing I'm asking you to know is when people say SCORM, you know what that is. But AI, you tell AI what you want to do in an activity. AI will make this file for you. It can easily be uploaded to your LMS. Now, grading, feedback, and administrative tasks, we've talked about some of those, but remember, academic integrity, I know that's an issue, but it's here, friends, and we have to figure out how we rethink our assignments, how we emphasize the process over the product, and even think about using in-class components to assess students, in-person things to assess students where they're with us. So we've got to rethink that, and that's a presentation I'm working on now. Simulation debrief is also something great for you to use it. You can have your AI open while you're watching the simulation, take some brief notes, and it will plan your simulation debrief for you. And again, these are the areas we're not going to go into detail in. Individualized and group remediation plans, active learning, it will create true active learning experiences for you, not what some people, you just can't take a group of students and put them in groups and give them a piece of poster board and say, make a poster about this topic and assign different topics. I had a faculty colleague, rest her soul. She passed away recently, but she used to say, when you take a group of undergrads and you ask them to teach each other, that's just pooled ignorance. And she's not wrong. Works great for grad school, doesn't necessarily work, but AI can help you make some true active learning. Now, making comprehensive and interactive assessments, absolutely, it's a great way to do that. And we can do a whole nother session on that. I saw that one come, but we can show you. We also at Lecturio have an item generator. You guys can all get a free account if you want to check it out. But we have a question writer. We also have a curriculum updater that will start with you writing learning objectives. It will write them for you. You can edit them, and it will spit out an entire plan for you. Administrative tasks, we've talked about scheduling and calendaring. Again, if you have any specific questions, please reach out and let me know. It can help you with grading and creating and evaluating assessment items. And you can use this to evaluate objective responses and give that initial feedback. You can focus again on critical thinking, which is what we're wanting to develop. Now, what if you have to create a rubric, right? You create them or evaluate them. If you've had the experience with a rubric where you think this student, there's no way they should pass this, this should not be a passing whatever they have developed, right? Shouldn't be a passing grade, but when you follow the rubric to the letter, it doesn't reflect their performance. Has anyone else had that, or it can't just be me? You found a rubric that you didn't think accurately reflected their performance. Okay, one. Okay, so me and one other person have had this happen. Okay, all right, a few more have. So you can take the rubric if it's already created and say, I need to evaluate the reliability and validity of a rubric I've created for whatever it is. It could be a paper, it could be a hands-on skill, it could be whatever. The rubric evaluates students performing wound care. I mean, you can put in whatever you want it to be. Now look at all these things. What are methods that we could use to test inter-rater reliability among different faculty using this rubric? Some schools are great at keeping an eye on inter-rater reliability. In fact, they are like lockstep. Other schools, students will tell you, you have faculty that are easy graders, faculty that are just ridiculously hard. Now that's students' versions. But you know what I mean. Give me strategies to ensure the rubric has content validity and actually measures the intended skills. Recommend language adjustments to make criteria more objective and observable. Suggest how to calibrate evaluators to use the rubric consistently, and recommend the process for refining the rubric based on initial implementation data. Take what you already have, run it through these best practices for evaluating rubrics. I guarantee you the majority of our rubrics are going to need to be adjusted in some way. And you can say, I'm not saying we need to do this. AI said we need to do this, because it's usually a fight with your colleagues. So here's another one to create it. Look, I need to create a detailed, reliable, and valid rubric for assessing whatever you want to put in there that ensures consistent evaluation across multiple faculty evaluators and accurately measures the student performance. Now you've got right here, whatever it is, the primary skill being assessed, the course program or level, the setting, the student population, and the assessment context. You tell it that. You also tell it how many columns do you want it to be? Do you want to be on a scale of 1 to 5, a scale of 1 to 3? You can give it everything that you want to have. A key thing that you can put at the end of any prompt is, hey, ChatGPT, what questions do you need to ask me so you have a clear understanding of what I need? Always put that on the end of your prompts, because they'll ask you things that will save you time having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What questions do you need to know, have answered? What further information do you need to be able to complete this for me? And that will help you tremendously. Now, there's a much longer prompt for this, again, that involved the scoring, the number of columns you want, the definitions of those. Got all that available, but it's a pretty long prompt, and so I'd be happy to send it to you if you really want it. Now, speaking of prompts, let's talk about what's basic versus what's advanced, right? If you say basic, I need 5 questions about diabetes for nursing students. Wah, wah, wah. That's just phoning it in. You want something like this. Be very specific about what you want and the context. So create 5 exam questions at Bloom's taxonomy level of application. The question should be about diabetes management for second-year nursing students. Include 1 question each on diet, medication, complications, patient education, and monitoring. Provide rationales for correct answers, I would say, and for incorrect answers. And you want to tell it what type of question you want, because it's capable of writing all different types of questions. Now look at this. We've got 10 NCLEX RN style. Like, you really want this to be NCLEX RN style about diabetic ketoacidosis. And look at all the things I'm asking you to do. Write the clinical scenario, give 4 answer choices, answer each question with detailed explanation of why the correct answer is right, why the other options are incorrect, much better. Ensure questions test different levels of nursing knowledge, basic recall, application, and analysis. You could also input Bloom's taxonomy there if you wanted to, and include questions that address assessment, pathophysiology, interventions, and evaluation. Okay, those are the prompts that you'll have. We also have, you can check out our item generator. It's much simpler to use, but you'll like it. We talked about the brief faculty notes and the individualized feedback. Keep that in mind, because I think that is really going to help you in your documentation, because it never feels like there's enough time. We talked about papers and what you can do on that, just kind of reviewing what we have discussed. So we've gone over these, and my presentation is flipped back, so stick with me. Remember, you can make AI your assistant. That's what you really want it to do for you and help make you a better faculty. Now, as you're looking through this, and I'm going to jump out, we've got an error here in this, so I'm going to jump down to where we need to be. If you could let us know of what we've talked about today, what is the one thing that you really believe you'd be willing to try? What, after you leave this session, what is the one area you really want to step out and try to apply AI? Would you just tell us in the chat? Okay, I'll let you do that while we're pulling this up again. And sorry, things are going very slow since we're in Zoom. I want you to know that you can have very comprehensive rubrics. So this is an idea. I wanted you to see a capture of it, and I see what our time is. So I knew that we would have more than we could give you, but we'll send you the whole presentation. Just email me to get it. But you see a feel there. Why my computer is definitely turning on me today. Classic. But here's a comprehensive rubric that I created to grade what we're currently using for clinical documentation or care plan or whatever you want to call it. But you can see that it is very comprehensive and helps me really identify what we want to know about students. Now, don't judge it by what you see here, because you have to work within the system that you are in, but know that you can create very comprehensive rubrics. And if you have any questions and want to do any more in-depth things, you know that you can turn that over, and we would love to do that. Just give us a question so we know. Well, I have never had this happen in a presentation, but we are today. So let's take a look at what you looked at. Okay. Yeah, you guys have, a lot of you have used it. Okay. You want prompts? Okay. All right. So let us know what are you willing to try? The feedback for students, excellent. Course syllabus, rubrics, and course difficulty. Okay, email me quick so I can get that to you today. Creation of course calendar. Oh my gosh, Lisa, I am with you. I feel your pain. AI statistics, Vicky, would love to talk to you. Care plans, Judy, you're going to need more detailed information. Let me know. Would love to send it to you. Oh, Penny, definitely reach out to me, and I want to give you a special tool from Lecturio that will create beautiful learning objectives for you. Stacy, same thing. Reach out to me and I can let you use the item generator. That will help you a lot. Assignments mapped to essentials. Maria, we have that for you. I can show you how to do that. All right, feedback. Assignment drafting. Yeah, feedback to students. Yeah, I love that. The feedback really resonated with me too. Rubrics. Yes, Sarah, they're bane of my existence. Feedback and further rubric syllabus work. Good, good, excellent. Oh, for iterator reliability, Pam, go you. That's like high level stuff. Preceptor evaluation, feedback, excellent. Okay, you guys have already, look at you. Don't you wish our students would do this, that we could get them? Yes. Beefing up your prompts. Karen would love to have a conversation with you. Oh, simulation debriefing. I didn't even get to talk to that a whole lot, but I absolutely have things for you. Exam questions, yeah. Again, reach out to me. I can give any of you free access to Lecturio. I think I can give it to you for like up to 2 weeks, and I can show you how to use those tools. And again, not a salesperson. You won't need a credit card. I'll put you on my account. You can actually try it and play with these tools. So anybody that reaches out and contacts me, I will set you up a free account for 2 weeks, and you can try all of our tools that can help you with writing learning objectives, curriculum updating, writing questions. Just email me and I'll get that set up. Remember, no sales thing. That's not what's coming for you. Oh, I can't even keep up with how you guys are going to apply that. That is amazing. Whoa. Okay, Elise, I'd love to do that. Show faculty how to use AI for blueprinting exams. If you want me to go to your program or do that virtual, please let me know. Yeah, summative, informative, Linda. Now you're showing off using the right phrases. Excellent. Feedback is a big one. Yes. Hey, CCNE standards. I can help you with that, Claude. Totally help you with that. Good. Fixing your syllabus. That's going to help you. Develop assessment. Yes. Remember, anyone reaches out. Oh, thank you. That is so kind for you to say nice things, because man, I don't ever want to give you something that you feel like was a waste of your time. You guys are too important, and I've sat through too many bad things. I want to make sure that it's exactly what you needed. Oh, well, hey, I see Osmond's sir LinkedIn. I am also on LinkedIn. Would love to talk and connect with you, but oh, hey, Shante, that means it was absolutely worthwhile. You guys are giving me goosebumps, just total goosebumps. I'm going to read every one of your comments and know that we're doing more faculty webinars together. Sigma is so interested in providing you guys what you need. So remember, just email me, reach out. Ooh, is there a research proposal? Yep, let me know. Megan's got my email address in there. You can see it hopefully on the screen. You may not be able to. Oh, feedback, I need this. I love it. All right, well, she's got my email address there again. I apologize that I had technical difficulties at the end. It happens, as you guys know. As we're nurses, we just figure it out. Thank you. Oh, I can't. A community of interest or discussion board. Yes, Janice, we're talking about that. So be sure to email me and I'll make sure that you get included on that. Oh, and Vicki, I'm glad you're going to be in touch. Yes. Hey, I really mean that. That's why I took this position, is because I want to help my colleagues. I didn't feel like I got much orientation or help when I started. In fact, I got a med surg textbook and said, you got a 4-hour lecture in 3 days. Go. That's all I got. Oh, Dr. McElroy. Same. All right. Love you guys. And then, really mean that, because I know we're the only ones that understand, not just saying it. So thank you for coming today. I'm going to turn
Thank
it
you.
back over to Miss Megan. And
Yeah, I think you're everyone's favorite person, Dr. Laws.
it was fun. Please come join us. Yes, Israel, we can do a WhatsApp group. Okay, Miss Megan. So reach
Yes.
out, guys, and we'll get that community going.
All right, so I'm going to put in the chat the link to the evaluation for NCPD for those that would like to complete that. If you're unable to grab that from the chat, we will also email the link to complete the evaluation for NCPD as well. And also we'll be emailing the link to the recording and slides so that way you can access those. So that'll be in a few days after this webinar. We'll be sending all that out to you. So we appreciate you and thank you for coming and sharing with us today, and be sure to email for any questions that you have. Thank you.